Hey guys, welcome to a new video. I am so excited because today I get to show you guys one of the builds that I created for the new expansion pack coming to The Sims 4. I have had to keep this secret for a while whilst I was working on it, and I worked on it behind the scenes very early in development. And today I get to show you. This is one of 3 builds that I was asked to do. This is a rental lot. I also created a family home and a library for this pack. So I'll have videos coming out on those, or maybe one's already being posted. I'll link it in the description down below. So definitely subscribe if you haven't already, because we have a lot to cover with this new expansion pack. Just so you guys know, a lot of this footage is from very, very early in development, like before the world was developed, before all the items were in the game. This is very early footage, but I thought it would be really interesting for you guys to see behind the scenes how it kind of works. Let's jump into it. So the lot I was given was just on the water side, and I was asked to create a rental lot. I think from memory, it needed to be appropriate for a family to stay, because obviously the new expansion pack is heavily focused on families and different ages. So I wanted to make sure that there was plenty of space for kids, toddlers, maybe even an infant to be. So this was really fun to make. And I also loved that I was able to give it a more modern aesthetic, because modern building is my favorite kind of building to do. So I was really excited to do that. Now, when you are working behind the scenes with The Sims on a brand new pack, when you first get into the game, you can see in the background the world isn't finished yet. It is very bare. There might be funny shapes and things around, and that's because the Sims team is actively creating that world for the pack. So it's really cool to see it kind of develop every time we go into the game. And how it worked was we worked on the build for a little bit, then we would give it back to them to have a look at, then they would give us feedback, we would continue on the build, and every time we got to work on it, that meant usually there would be a few more items ready to be put into the game. So there would be new furniture coming in or new wallpapers. So the first build that I do is really the shape of the build with just a couple of newer items. Nothing is complete yet. So you kind of just have to imagine, well, maybe I could put this new item over here, but for now I'm gonna just place this base game window and hope that it kind of fits. So you've got to be quite flexible. We did get like a PDF with all of the new build and buy items in it. They're just kind of sketches, and that gives you a general idea of what to expect in like the next few months that you could add to your build. And I guess when I first started, a few of the things that I was thinking most about was these amazing new windows, which we'll see in a little while, which actually have like a pitched window, which is perfect for a pitched roof. So of course I was like, I need to build something with a pitched roof in case I can use that window. I don't think we actually end up using that specific window on this house. I think I end up using it on my other house. But I definitely had it in the back of my mind it could potentially work, and I knew that I wanted to use like a new metal cladding that they were adding to the game, a new timber wallpaper. There were just so many exciting things I couldn't wait to get my hand on, but this is really just starting off building with base game. There are no new windows yet. I am just trying to get the general shape of the house and really just creating a blank canvas to work with in this pack. I absolutely love this build. Like, I cannot wait to have this build in my game, because I feel like I want to turn it into not just a rental, but a proper residential home that a family can live in. It's just a really nice design and shape. You can see in the background a little bit the world is looking quite two-dimensional right now. It looks amazing when they complete it. The other thing about this house was like the seaside lot that it's on. This part of the neighborhood is actually an interesting blend of both a few industrial things. You can kind of see in the background here, there is kind of the shell of an industrial cinema. And so I was like, okay, so I could make this look a little bit industrial, but then there's also towards the right of the house, like more seaside traditional looking buildings with pitched roofs. So my idea was to kind of make a modern build, but still have a nod towards the more traditional seaside builds as well by having the pitched roof. So yeah, that's kind of what we were going with, and I was experimenting with different wallpapers right now. You can see I have one new wallpaper in the game. You can see there's like a little placeholder icon right at the top of the box of that swatch. I was kind of thinking, could I use this stone? Would it suit this house? And in the end, I decided to wait and see what other wallpapers we got. So I just put brick there for the time being. And this is basically the look of the rental. I think it looks really good. I really hope players will like it. And when it comes to furnishing these builds, again, we don't have all of the items available to use yet. The game is still in development, so right now I'm just looking at some new things that I could use, potentially, and I'm also anticipating for new items to come in. So a few things are just placeholder. I do think, okay, I might put such and such over here when I have access to it because I've seen it in the PDF. But sometimes things like scale are hard to know from the PDF, so you do have to be very flexible with the builds. And I wanted this house to definitely be modern, clean. I wanted it to look like any family could stay here for a holiday. So it wasn't meant to be like overly personalized. It was more so just like a nice place to stay, if that makes sense. The other thing when furnishing early on in development to think about is that there's a reason why a lot of the EA or the Sims builds are very simple and kind of sparse in the game. They're not like, they don't have a lot of clutter, they don't have a lot of detail. The reason for that is because you need to think about the performance of the lot across all different kinds of players' systems. So for example, there might be someone playing on a lower end laptop, so they want to make sure that these lots can load and be as playable as possible for those players. Because at the end of the day, not everyone has like a super computer to load heaps of mirrors and things, and it actually uses a lot of memory. So that's why you have to be wary of how many objects you use. Things like wallpapers, you don't want to use too many different kinds of wallpapers because that will affect the performance as well. Things like landscaping, you have to be a bit careful with. Placing mirrors facing each other, you don't want to do that because that, you know, the reflection upon the reflection upon the reflection, that infinite reflection into two mirrors will use up a lot of memory and therefore affect the performance of the lot. So when I'm furnishing this house and building it, I'm also thinking about the performance and how to keep it really as minimal as possible while still looking interesting and nice to play in. So we also got a lot of feedback about performance, and this lot I think was actually pretty good with performance. I don't think there were any issues, but on lots like community lots, such as the library that I built, that one needed a little bit more attention with performance because a lot more Sims would be loading on that lot. Like, it's not just your family, you have lots of different Sims. Townies coming to the library, it's usually a bigger lot, and for that reason, a little bit more attention is needed. So yeah, the room's coming together. I really loved this coffee table that they've added. I loved these couches that's come with the game as well. I think it's looking really pretty. In terms of the pack's gameplay, at the point of recording this video, I have not played this pack. I have only built in this pack. So the only thing I really have insight into is building. And so I'm excited for that as well. This is meant to be the main bedroom, and you can see in the build catalog right there are a couple of yellow 3D items. Oh, they've gone now, but those items are like placeholder images because the full render isn't ready yet. And usually those items aren't ready to place in the build either. But of course, if you get the pack, it's going to be completely finished. It's not going to have funny yellow things in it. That's just because this is a very early build of this expansion pack. Also, the backyard is very like plain in terms of just having like a really big grass area. And the reason why I did that was, one, because of performance, but two, because it's a seaside lot and the view's insane once we see the view towards the end of this video. So I was like, we should just have like a grass area where the kids can play. Maybe your Sims can like pack in their inventory an easel or some toys or something that the kids can bring with them and have over there. This is the infant's room. I am so excited for this. And I absolutely love this rug with the rocket ships, the space planets, and actually the whole aesthetic of this house is very like dark and kind of cold, but at the same time it's very calming. So it's a little bit different to what you might usually see for an infant's room. But I thought it was quite a nice modern take on it, and it just has that calm, sleepy vibe, which I quite like. I love this little ram seat, so cute, and the change table. I was just having a lot of fun experimenting with these new items that I have never used before in the game. So we have the change table there, and the little crib, I guess. And I was also just checking out the new items as well. Like, I was just like, whoa, this is so cool. What kind of different swatches do we have? What are these little decor items for infants that I can use? Look at these little books I can put on the wall. So right now is a moment very much of discovering the items as well as learning to utilize them. There's our little potty there. Again, the logo on the potty looks like a placeholder logo. I imagine that will change. And then we had a few posters and things. I love these decals. They're so pretty with the trees and the birds. Really love those. Very pretty. And then this is kind of what this little area is really looking like now. It's come together. The wooden wall there, I think, will change because we do have new wooden walls in this expansion pack. I just don't have them in my build at this point. But you'll see soon when I update to the next build, so the next build of the game, which has more items that are ready for this expansion pack, then we start to add the final wallpapers and things like that. And then this is a little toddler bed, so I wanted to create a kid's room. The nursery or the infant's room that we just saw, that is just next to the master bedroom. So the Sims can tend to the infant really easily. This kids' room is separate to those, and yeah, you can have a toddler here, a couple of kids. I also have an upstairs area where there's a bar set up. It's kind of like an adults area, but the idea I had about the upstairs area that's kind of like a mezzanine level, I wanted it to be open to being a bedroom as well. So there is a bathroom up there, and you could definitely place a bed up there, but I just used it as a bar for now. So yeah, up to you guys. Easy to change if you would like to, if you end up getting the expansion pack. This little space here directly coming out of the kids' room, this is like a little play area. So there's a dollhouse, a toy box. I think we're gonna put a comfy couch in there so the kids can just have a little bit of playtime. I mean, this kind of rental would be so good, I feel like, for families. The kids have space, the adults have space, the infant has space. It's a pretty good setup, and then you've got the big backyard as well. Some feedback that the Sims team did give me was they asked if I could put the hot tub in. So originally I didn't have a hot tub on this lot, but I added that. And that was a base game hot tub, which you'll see in a little while. So they give, feedback of little things like that, things that they think benefits players, that players might enjoy. Yeah, that's really helpful feedback. So that's one thing that was requested. They're really open to you being as creative as possible and just staying true to what kind of Sims player you are. It's really fun to just be really creative and then show them what you've done. Yeah, so it's really good. It's a really good collaboration and a really positive collaboration as well. So the beds in the kids' room is also starting to look a little bit like a log cabin, which I thought was really like a really modernized log cabin. I thought that gave a little bit of a cozy feel, but it's modern as well. And it also gives that idea of being on vacation too. So I thought that was really nice. And there's like a teal color in the kitchen. I'm just trying to remember if I end up keeping that. I might not. Oh yeah, I ended up putting a TV in here as well. I actually spent a lot of time on this kids' playroom. I really was trying to think what players would want. There's a little bit of pressure because you really want to create something that all different kinds of players are going to enjoy, and when they load their new expansion pack, they're excited about. You really want them to maybe play on your lot and be like, wow, this is cool, or you want them to be inspired to create a story with it, or maybe even renovate it or build onto it. And yeah, I guess it really makes me personally want to put in way more effort than I probably would on a normal build that I do on my channel, because this build's like, this is the build that goes with this expansion pack. So I'm kind of like, not pedantic about it, but I'm just like, I need to try every single idea that I have and then decide which one's the best to make this build as good as possible. So yeah, lots of playing around, going back. I have cut up this video a fair bit because if I included all of the footage, it would be like 2 hours long. Keeping in mind it's also sped up. And then upstairs, this is the bar area that I was telling you guys about. So it's got a nice little balcony you can go out to. It's a mezzanine level, meaning it's like open to the downstairs area. And you can see up here, it's spacious enough to definitely put a double bed or some bunk beds or whatever if you would like to. If you wanted to, you could also expand this house quite easily. If you wanted to get creative and renovate it, you could even build across the open portion of the house and turn it into more bedrooms or put an office up there. It's quite a versatile build to do whatever you want with it. And by all means, if you do make changes to the build, I would absolutely love to see them when the game comes out. I actually don't know if this video will post after it's come out or before, but whenever some of you have the hands on the game, if you do, definitely I would love to see what you come up with. And then I was kind of stuck with what to put on this rug near the bar. And in the end, I was like, wait, we need a table and chairs to sit at maybe so you can just chill there. I mean, you considered the bar, but what happens if you want to have a few more Sims around? Like you want to have a little bit more seating area. So I was trying to decide whether it's better to have a lounge looking area or if we just do like a little cocktail table and chairs, which is what I ended up going with in the end. The other thing with this build is once I kind of have the general build done, the next phase for me was refining it by putting in all of the newer objects. Like wherever I could put a newer object, I probably would opt for it just to have a play with the newer objects. Of course I want to use them, and also to kind of show players how they could potentially use the new objects in this expansion pack. And then the final stage for me was refining, performance if need be, but also looking at any nook and cranny where I may have made a mistake, like a missing wallpaper or something that was misaligned. So, and if you guys watch my channel a lot, you know that sometimes I'm not the best with details. I'm not the most observant person sometimes. So for me, I had to go over it so many times to like quadruple check it was all okay. And I'm still nervous something might be wrong. I mean, probably players will notice something, but hopefully not too many. This is the next phase of the house build. And this is where I actually get to put the new doors and the new windows and some more furniture into the build. So this was a very, very exciting day. It's so exciting even just looking back on it. You can see I'm deleting the base game windows and replacing them with the new windows from this expansion pack. And the new windows are absolutely stunning. This was so much fun, you guys. I just loved it. And like I said, when I was originally building this house, it was a little tricky to know the scale of things from the illustrated PDF they give you. So I was really happy to see that a lot of these windows were actually fitting in really beautifully into the build. And I was like, yes, it's working, it's coming together. And that was so satisfying to see. And a lot of all of the windows have like complete renders or images in the catalog, but you'll also see more in the buy catalog of like unfinished graphics of furniture that are like yellow boxes and stuff like that. So that's a little bit more of an interesting look into the development too. So I try and stick to what I can see and I know, okay, that's what it's gonna look like. This is the bathroom and I absolutely love this tile. Like this tile is so beautiful. I feel like we don't really have anything like this in the game already, so I think it's going to be a really great addition. And I did have feedback for The Sims, and that was, could we please have a matching floor tile? I'm someone who loves floor tiles to match the wall tiles, and I was absolutely blown away because they actually said they would do it, and then they did. So later on, we will even have matching floor tiles. I don't necessarily like the color to exactly match. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but I just love the pattern to match into like contrast colors. So I'm really excited to have that in my game. And building since then, I've just been like, oh, I really want those tiles right now. Here's the modern siding wood Also that I was telling you guys about, so I'm replacing all the other wood with that. And very soon we are actually going, oh, here we go. We're adding the metal cladding to the build. And this was really a moment where I felt like it's really come together and I just love it so much. I hope you guys like it. I think I did keep the brick in the end. Yes, a little bit of deli brick in there. So in just a moment, we're going to cross over to my final walkthrough of the house before I gave it back to the Sims to ship. Guys, so it's a little bit later on and the houses are complete now. So this rental I'm going to give you a tour of, and hopefully you found it really interesting to see where it started, the process, and where it finishes. After this, after I give you guys this tour, I then send it to the Sims. There's no more changes on my end. They might make a few changes if they need to for performance reasons or something like that. And then it'll hopefully, if all goes well, be put into the pack and then enjoyed by some of you guys if you choose to get the pack as well. So let's check it out. So here it is. This is our holiday rental. The world is looking so beautiful and I really can't wait to see what you guys think of this. So here's our holiday rental. Look at that view. I mean, what an insane place to stay. I'm really excited that all of the lot tiles fit with the paths next to it. That is perfect. We can see my other build in the background here, the library. And I do like that this modern build kind of goes with the area where there is the more industrial cinema, the industrial library, but also has the pitch seen in the roofs next to it as well. That is really cool. The world looks insane. Look at this jetty, so pretty. And lovely park next door. Get off the grass. Anyway, let's have a look at the house. So this build I feel like is very deli. It's modern, it's also very simple, so I'm hoping that it will run really well on your systems. And I absolutely love the layout of this house. So the entrance is really cool because we've got this double height ceiling, lots of natural light and space. And looking back at the door, it's pretty stunning. If you go to your right, this is our lounge area. We've gone for darker colors in this build. Very modern. We've got some hints of mustard yellows in there. And the rug is actually just carpet tiles. Sometimes when you can't find a rug, all you need is just tiles. And then there's this great little games area there. You could change that into a nook for something else. And keeping in mind, this is a rental lot, so it's not personal to any particular family. It's meant to be just a place you stay and it's just comfortable. But you could definitely turn this into a residential home and really make it your own. I love the new tiles in the kitchen. You can see by the high chair, this is obviously a very family-friendly rental, which is definitely on brand with the pack, being all about families. Love the soft green, contrast with the black. And these tiles, the floor tiles, I actually requested to go with the wall paint. And I was so glad they were able to add that in because it'll just make it so much more fun to use. I think that wallpaper, satisfying. If we go up here, this is where our bedrooms are. To the left is the main bedroom. So the fish on the wall, I don't know if I would like to stay in a place with fish on the wall, but I did feel like it was an opportunity to use this new wall item. But you could definitely just take that out and have the blank wall. That would also be really nice. Love that bed. Lots of dark, calming colors. And I love this taxi. That is so cute. Just through this door, we have the ensuite. Beautiful, teal blue color. So nice. And then through this door, this is our little baby room or nursery room. So good for families with young kids to stay here. And I love all the items in here, like the rug, the freezer bunny, cot, the little ram. I'm an Aries, so I feel like this is representing Aries. And the change table. I am so excited to get to use the change table because I haven't been able to do any gameplay. I don't know what it's like, so I'm really excited to see that. The little bookshelf is adorable too. So that's the master bedroom. Just through this door across from the corridor, this is like a kid's bedroom with also a kid's play area. If you were to make this into a residential lot, this could be really handy to use as a kids or skill building room, especially as they get older. Can just swap out the objects and put in maybe more teen objects as they age up. And then these bunk beds are so cute with the clouds. I love them. The cloud light. This is just, and the rug that goes with the polka dot light. Oh, so cute. And the little toddler bed. Can't wait to bring a family here to holiday. I just cannot wait to actually play with this pack. I'm dying to play with it. And here's the main bathroom. Love the shower, love this teal color, and we've got the cutest little potty ever. So that's nice and spacious. Heading through the kitchen. Love the outdoor area out here because it would be crazy if there was no outdoor space, right? Because we're right on the water. It's very simple. This is a really great area to kind of do whatever you want with it. Like you can have your kids play here. You can bring some toys or pack an easel. Then we've got the hot tub as well. Classic. And I love these bright blue lounges. Just a really nice big bold pop of color. Last of all, let's go upstairs. When you're away, you may want to entertain in this house. So upstairs is more of an adults area. There's plenty of things for the kids to do downstairs, but we have a bar up here, a nice little table, and then a gorgeous balcony where you can enjoy this stunning view. Nice chair there too. And then just because this is quite a big house in terms of how many Sims can stay here, I thought it was really helpful to have an extra bathroom. So there is an extra shower and toilet in there. So yeah, this is the final build and I really hope you guys like it. Thank you so much for supporting me and also to the Sims for giving me the opportunity to contribute to this pack. It is a dream come true and I feel so lucky. So thank you Sims, and I really hope the players who end up getting this game will really enjoy playing in this house. I'd love to see any pictures or any videos of you guys utilizing the house, what Sims you have here, if you choose to renovate it, I would love to see. So yeah, thank you guys. As always, I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world, and I look forward to speaking to you all soon. Dak dak.